What's poppin', players? Welcome back to another reaction / review of HBO's The Last of Us. This time, episode 4. Please hold on to my hand. This episode was written by Neil Druckmann and Craig Mazin and directed by Jeremy Webb. We just finished watching it. We are reacting to it live over at twitch.tv/2pennygames, and you can catch our review later immediately after we're done streaming over at youtube.com/2pennygames. I am your host, Tavin Bothel, here with my good friends and co-hosts and Last of Us lovers. Say hello to the people, Connor Elliott.
Hello, I'm a Last of Us lover.
Why am I being associated with the Last of Us lovers, Tavin?
Yeah, why is he?
Because Phil Shoemaker, how can you not be in love with The Last of Us at this point? Good point. Yeah, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, we just watched episode 4 of The Last of Us, and I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. I loved this episode. I thought it was fantastic. It moved at a great
really
pace. It had phenomenal character moments, and I was just super enthralled and just from every minute. There was not a wasted minute in this episode. It was all you cannot cut another minute. It's all good and all perfect. I loved all of the new things that they're introducing, all of the flushing out of characters that they're doing, flushing out of factions that they're doing, which we did not get in the original game. And
the hunters.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm beginning to think this might be better than the game.
Connor, first.
Yeah, I thought it was good as well. I mean, it is interesting to see a different take on the hunters in this episode, because obviously it's adapting the moment from the game where you're going into the city. Can't remember what city it was, especially since they changed Pittsburgh. Yeah, this time it's Kansas City in the show, where they made them not as ruthlessly evil and just capturing people just to steal their stuff, which they're definitely doing that. They're not good, but it's clear that they're the remnants of something much larger and complex than just a simple group of bad people that do bad things because they're bad people. And I gotta say, the best part of the show was the recreation of the ambush scene. It was very well done, but done in a way that made it different than the game and had some, pretty dark moment. I think a moment that was darker than anything that happened in the games, but,
I mean, you do it in the games.
You do. That
exact same thing happens, and you do it.
Yeah. It played out differently in this one, though, in a way that makes it, it really tried to go for the angle of the humanizing of the bad guys in this segment of the game. It's other than that, though, it's didn't really do. I won't lie, it didn't do much that maybe go wow, this is an amazing episode, like some of the last ones have done. It was just a consistently good episode. A good way to continue on the story. And I'm surprised they made this whole part of the story 2 parts, because it is going to lead the city arc, I guess you could call it, is going to last longer than I had predicted it would. I don't know about you guys though, but I'm excited to see how they finish it off.
That's my favorite part of the Last of Us manga is the city arc.
I do like the city arc.
Yeah.
Phil,
I thought it was really good. I like this episode a lot. I do think I still like last episode a little more, just because it hit home, it hit harder, just that love that you felt. But this one was it was good in a different way. There was a lot more. This was a much better part of the action part of the show, of the more on the survival, whereas I feel like last episode was more focused on how humanity still endures and people can find each other and then all this chaos. But then this one is more we're in it. We got a little taste of it in the last episode and the 2 episodes previously, but we're in this post-apocalyptic thing. We're running into other factions, and Joel even talks about how when you're in the woods like that, you're not worried about the infected. You're worried about other people, and we kind of got a taste of what our other survivors are like, because I think it's even clearer in the show that from the beginning Joel's not a good guy. It's even clearer that he's in the show than is in the game that he's not the good guy. Because he even talks about how he used to do the same thing. No, I don't mean that's not in the game. I was just saying there's more here in the show that's telling us that he's not a good guy from the get-go. Whereas we kind of infer that it takes longer for us to figure that out in the game than it does in the show. Is that fair to say? Or am I talking on my ass?
I would say it just develops it more. They discuss the issue of it more as opposed to it being delayed.
I feel like it's pretty. I feel like it's pretty 1-to-1.
Okay, that's fair. But yeah, so forget my train of thought. Okay, so he even talks to us about how he used to do the same thing. And then you notice Ellie asks he asks how he knew he was faking it. He was like, I've done it before myself. I've been on both sides of it. And then he's like, oh, so you killed innocent lives? And then he didn't really answer. Or you killed innocent people? Yeah. It was pretty hard. It's pretty hardcore. There was a lot of great conversations in this episode.
I remember in the lead up to the release of the game, they had used that question and answering in the marketing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, either for one of the trailers or something, because I think it started with that of like, he's not even hurt. And they run the dude over in the game. And then like the final beat is, how did you know about the ambush? I've been on both sides. And then like in the game they have a little more of that conversation. In this one they do have just a little bit more. But it's mostly the same. Yeah. But yeah, to just jump straight into it, I loved the scene, and this is when I was like, yeah, I'm starting to think this show is better than the game, is the scene where he gives her the gun. The way they discuss the idea of, I loved, because in the game it's like she kills that dude and saves his life, and then he cops an attitude with her of like, you should have done what I told you to do, and it's kind of contrived and meant to just like have a moment where the characters aren't getting along in the game. In this, I think it's way more natural, where he's like, fuck, I fucked up. I wasn't fast enough. I didn't hear him coming. I didn't fight hard enough, and now she's done this. And it was fucked up. And I just like that reasoning, and I like the conversation that plays out way more, where they even hit on some of the same lines, but just the entire intention is played way differently, where him taking the more apologetic approach of blaming himself for it and so forth. And the way Joel and Ellie's relationship evolved in this episode, I was really, really impressed by, and they're selling this to me better than the game sold it to me. And I'm just excited to see more. I feel like it's that same feeling I have when I first played the game, where I was just like, fuck, man, let me get through this action bit so I can just get to this next cutscene and figure out what's going next. And with this show, it's just like, fuck, man, let me get through these next couple of days so I can get to Sunday so I can watch more Last of Us. I'm just so excited to see more. And this episode, I have zero complaints. I've got no critique. I think every single beat was performed greatly. I like Kathleen. She's kind of interesting. I like how normal she is. She's not sinister or evil, but
good introduction to this new character.
Yeah, but she's she's gonna take care of her people, and she's gonna do what's necessary, and she's, I think a strong-ish leader, but they've been pushed to the edge, and they're gonna do some bad things, and they're not gonna have any qualms about that, and I'm excited to see more.
I think first named original character for the show.
Yeah.
One that matters, at least.
Was the assistant girl back in the QZ? Did she have a name or what?
The assistant girl,
like the girl that was like the second in command for Marlene.
Oh, I don't know about the second in command. I was trying to think if the cop that we beat to death was named.
Oh, I mean, I don't think he had a name. We didn't know his name anyway.
Yeah, this is the first one that like matters.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's the most original character that just is going to be impactful to us, the viewer.
Sorry, Connor. I think I almost interrupted you, like you had started at the same time as me.
No, we both started at the same time. I'm gonna kind of give some spoilers for The Last of Us 2, but not really. They kind of not did a callback, but they did. One of the themes of it is that people are people. They're complex, all the things that come with that. And in Last of Us 2, there's a group that fought against the government, Fedra, and after they had beat them, they just became them. They weren't any better. And this one, you kind of see the beginnings of that as well. It's like obviously they had the right intentions because
Very
Fedra was bad.
It's very Animal Farm. It's very George Orwell.
Exactly, it is,
Yep.
and you see the beginnings of it just based off how these people act. They're already resorting to robbing innocent people as they tried to do to Joel and Ellie at the beginning of it all. It's just there are many moments of the show that show you the theme is love, right, and how that perseveres through everything. But at the same time, it also shows the opposite of when things get bad. Some of the darker natures of humans come out, and it's doing a good job of showing that, especially when you see, especially during the ambush scene where one of the characters almost kills Joel. He's all, he's cussing, he's insulting him, the kind of things you would do in that situation. But the moment he no longer has the power there, he becomes, like most people would. He'd fearful, begging for his life.
Self-preservation.
Yeah, exactly.
Do whatever you think it will work.
It does a really good job of showing that nuance, especially with seeing these hunters obviously care about one another because they've been through their own things, which... I wouldn't say it does it better than what The Last of Us does, showing these just completely ruthless people, because that is not just another side to it all, but it's just a nice way to change it up. Examine that human nature aspect of the show, which Last of Us has always done very well.
Yeah. Staying in that moment, and to bounce off of what you're saying about themes, like I feel like you need to show humanity at its darkest so that our theme of love and that it can persevere, and so
Like
forth.
just shines through.
We need that dichotomy. So you're very much right in all of that. And the choice to. I'm not surprised that we had a hunter begging for his life. It happens all the time in the games, and I remember playing it for my girlfriend last year. And when that moment happened diegetically in the combat or whatever, and, I slowly, because I did the Last of Us thing where you slowly take whatever weapon out you want to blast his head off with, and you point it at him, and he goes, no, please, don't, and then you blow his fucking head off. And I remember that getting a reaction out of her then. Here, we both just sat there, hella uncomfortable, and we were like, oh, no, this is bad. This is not good. It was a very interesting choice to have Ellie shoot him like she does in the game, but to not kill him. I think is very, very interesting. I'm curious as to how they're going to interpret this stuff about this is not the first person she's hurt.
Yeah.
From the marketing for trailers and stuff for the show, I did see I imagine there's probably going to be flashbacks, if not an entire Left Behind episode.
Yeah, there's Left Behind is in the trailers and so forth. So I imagine they're gonna do that.
Yeah.
And in which case, man, is Winter gonna be one fucking episode?
That's what's crazy.
be.
Is there's so many parts of this game that are a lot longer, but then they have to condense them, or maybe not condense them, just stretch them out however they want to.
Yeah. Well, I imagine at this point the sewers is just gonna be cut.
Yeah.
Or condensed entirely down into the last bits of next episode. And I guess it would make sense for. I'm getting too far ahead of myself. But yeah, I'm very interested and very excited to see where they take this show from here. And I'm just at a point where I'm no longer worried about how they're going to handle these things. I know they're going to handle them well, and I know it's going to be great because they've just done everything right so far. Aside from that one scene that I thought was weird at the end of the second episode. And Connor, when you were saying yeah, this episode's cool, but I wasn't blown away. That's how I felt at episode 2, where I was like, all right, it was good, but I didn't love it. And now I'm like, oh no, this is great. I'm enjoying all this so much.
At the very least, each episode at the very minimum has a moment that stands out. This one was the hunter attack scene for me. In the episode 2, the clicker attack. Yeah, overall, I would say this episode is better than, if we're comparing, ranking the episodes so far. It definitely is not as good as the third episode, but I think it's better than the second one. But I think I'm a fan of the first one more so. I think.
Yeah,
obviously,
I think I'm there with you.
Mm-hmm.
I
I mean,
think
as
this is
humans,
my
we kind of have
s-
recency bias, but you know.
Yeah.
I'm coming off of that. I'm coming off of the reactions and the emotions of this first episode, real raw. That or of this episode for the first time, real raw. But I was just excited that we were getting the show in episode 1 and that it was as good as it was. It was very like relieving to see that it was going to be good.
Yeah.
And so
Like,
I'd
there's
have
that
to go
moment-
back and rewatch it, but there's a chance that I like this episode more than episode 1.
Yeah, like there's in watching the first episode, there was that moment where we're kind of like, okay, this is probably gonna be good. Yeah, like because like we all kind of went in a little skeptical.
Yeah.
Because you know that's you kind of have to not be like crushed.
Yeah. And I
It's like,
think
oh,
that
can't they
that
make good
feeling.
things?
I'm sorry. What was that last bit?
I was like, you can't be crushed and just be like, why can't they make good video game things
Right.
and translate it to other media? Why can't it?
And what's funny is like I think that feeling still persisted after episode 1, where we were like, okay, you started good, is it going to continue? And then episode 2
Right.
continued, and we were like, okay, all right, the kiss thing was weird, but all right,
was weird.
we're still here. And then episode 3 happened, and if we're being honest, that's where we were all like, all right, this is going to be something else. And I think now that I've settled back, I've been able to settle myself and just be like, I'm just ready for y'all to give me the goods because I know it's going to be good.
Yep.
And I'm not even worried about the rest of the beats that need to happen. I love getting the scene in the truck with the cassette tape and go, oh, I bet this makes it nostalgic. Didn't we get that at the end of the last episode?
No, we got them
No.
playing a different song. The song that was played during the romance scenes.
Yeah, it was a different
piano
song,
scene.
but
that wasn't the same moment. No, they
It was
didn't
not
do
the
that.
same moment. It wasn't
okay.
dealt with the same way.
Oh, okay.
It was same thing. It was kind of the same
'Cause
concept.
didn't
of
he
finding
also
music.
say this is before my time or whatever?
No, he fully knew who this person was, and he was like, oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, oh yeah, it's so and so. I can't remember the artist's name, but
Okay, but he did say the line of, and he didn't say it this week, but he did say it last week of like, well, better than nothing.
he did say better than nothing. He did not say it this week.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're
'Cause
just doing it again.
Yeah.
I love that it's the same this week's scene. It's the same song from the game.
Yeah.
I love that. That
Oh,
was
yeah,
so
yeah.
great to have that happen.
I love that they like one for one did the fucking
It's the
gay
exact
porn
same.
thing.
It's exact same line to the point
I
to
loved
where
it.
she goes to throw the magazine out the window, and I go, "Bye bye, dude," and she goes, "Bye
Bye-bye,
bye,
dude."
dude," and I'm like, "Yes, fuck, I love
Yeah,
this show."
I'm loving Bella Ramsey as Ellie. It's great. She's doing
was-
phenomenal.
I think she was on fire this episode.
Yeah.
To bringing that balance of
Oh my god, it killed me. It killed me when she told that when she first got the book, and then she told that first joke, and she goes, and like leans in real.
It was
real
really
fucking
good.
slow.
It was
It
really
was
good.
so funny. Oh,
And this is what I'm saying is I think those moments are playing better than the game because in the game those are optional things that happen that you can miss, and you know they don't have the money or resources to like animate Ellie's face the way that you know Bella can here, and it was just so good to see the proper like beats like of that scene play out
Like-
and of Joel going, "Are you fucking serious right now? What we're doing?"
Yeah,
this?"
I just love the way she's looking. It's like,
Yeah, it's really good. And the way that they kept calling back to it and coming back
Yeah.
to it all the way up until the end.
Oh, the fucking.
Um,
Do you know diarrhea is genetic? Yeah,
runs in your genes.
it runs in your genes. And then he's fucking cracking up to himself. He's like,
It's bound to
Oh,
happen
man.
sooner or
that's
later.
so fucking stupid.
I loved it. I buy this love between them, or I'm you know this this blossoming love
Right.
between them. I'm buying it even more here than I bought it in the game.
Yeah.
And there were just several scenes that I think just played better as a television show than it did in a video game. The I keep coming back to it, but the scene specifically where he's like they're talking about, oh man, you shouldn't have to kill someone, and he gives her the gun and teaches her how to hold it and shoot it and stuff. Like that scene just I think it's just so much better than how it played in the game. Like
What
and-
I think adds to that was the bit towards the beginning of the episode where she's cleaning her. She knows how to clean the gun. Like she knows how to
Yeah.
like take it apart, clean it, do all that. And it's like, okay, so Joel's basically just giving her tips. He's not like really like teaching a new thing. He's if anything, it's like a refresher course for her.
yeah.
It's like I thought that was cool. It added more to like, hey, I know what I'm doing for Ellie.
I'm just sold, man. Like this
Mhm.
is this is gonna be great, and I can't wait to get to the end and cry and stuff. And um, I loved that. I loved how we were getting into Sam and Henry. Like, all right, yeah, that works. And I love how the glass didn't work. Like, we tried and oh fuck, we slept right through that if they even triggered it. And I'm just continued to be blown away at just every moment of this show. What do we think is in the what do we think is underground brewing?
Dude, that was fucking crazy.
That was the cool little nugget of mystery of the episode. I think it's tendrils is what I think it is. Tendrils about to burst out from the ground, and which will inadvertently I'm sorry. The next step would be to attract infected, since it's all a network of them that run for miles, and if it breaks through, maybe they start corralling around this new node that bursts out of the ground. Who knows? I mean, they seem pretty scared about it.
I think it's a bloater.
It might be as well, but it seemed like that was a little bit too much of a strong reaction for just a bloater. Like it seemed like it was really bad. Like it was a big deal. Like that would lead to more than just a single infected.
You don't think a bloater would be a big deal?
Not with those guys.
They might even. I think there's something underneath the ground there, and I think the thing moving the ground is the bloater, and I think there's more under the I think there's like a whole group of clickers down there, but the bloater is the one that's gonna knock the floor out and bring them all out and stuff.
Definitely might,
because there's also that dope ass shot from the trailer with the bloater reveal of it climbing up. Yeah, I think
big ass thing. Yeah,
I think it's a bloater down there, and it's gonna be bad. A lot of people are gonna get eaten next episode. I'm pretty sure of that.
I guess it's gonna be good for our main characters getting out of that city. Good distraction.
Let's hope. Man, I hope. God, I can't wait to see their interpretation of Sam and Henry.
Because they're obviously changing them.
I also really like that. If you saw in the drawings, Sam had like the superhero mask, and he had it painted on the superhero mask.
That's what that was. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I'm a fan of that. I like that they were kind of changing the backstory of Sam and Henry here. These two were, in the group with the other people. They lived here,
Kansas City. Yep.
And Connor, does Sam and Henry even talk about how they're from Kansas City?
I thought they were from somewhere else.
That might be a little too nerdy, but I thought maybe they might have mentioned that they're from Kansas City in the game. Now that I'm thinking about it, but I could be wrong.
They might have said they were from Detroit. I can't remember.
If they do mention it, it's then they didn't say that's why they're in Kansas City this episode for like the talkback thing. They didn't say that. They were like, yeah, we just thought it'd be cool to just be in a different part, like just Kansas City. Just work that in. But I don't know exactly like if they do say it in the game, that would be the reason. But I feel like if that was the reason, then they would have mentioned that.
Well, I don't think that's why they changed. I did just get louder in your ears, by the way. I don't think that's why they changed the location. I just think it's a cool thing where they were like, well, we need to change, or we want to change where. Oh, well, Sam and Henry are from Kansas City, so we can do that. Also, that works or whatever. I don't know. I wasn't listening to.
Why would you not say that's the reason? It's because Sam and Henry are from.
They're from Connecticut, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. They're not from Kansas City.
All right. Well, never mind. Would have been interesting though. But yeah, I love and that scene with Kathleen and the doctor. I thought was really good. I like that we didn't see her shoot him like direct. Like we didn't see like blah, blah, like but we know what happened. Yeah, I'm very curious what's going on with this Kathleen character, and I want to see where they lead with this. Dude with the beard who's hanging out with Kathleen, the original voice of Tommy.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's fun that we're just continuously getting actors from the game up in here wherever it makes sense to fit them and stuff. Yeah, I'm very curious as to when. I assume when we flash back to do Left Behind content type stuff, we're gonna see Ashley Johnson as Ellie's mother or something, and then we already know Troy is gonna be one of David's goons later on. But I'm excited to see all of that play out and how it's gonna play out. Yeah, I'm really just blown away with this show, guys.
Do we know that's who Ashley Johnson's playing?
I think we're like 90% sure because there's a
Okay.
shot in the trailer of her giving birth, and it's like, well, who would she be giving birth
I
to?
don't remember that part of the trailer.
Also, Ashley's, the mother of Ellie because she played Ellie. Yada yada yada. It thematically makes sense and whatever.
Yeah, I get the themes. Yeah.
Yeah. God, man, shit's gonna pop off next episode, and I really can't wait. Anyways, gentlemen, anything else that we want to call attention to or pay out in this? Oh, we didn't even really talk about some of the action. I loved the choreography of the shootout. I thought that was really tense and really good, and I even chuckled a little bit when Joel shot one, and he goes, "Oh man, you shot my friend." He goes to check on his friend, and Joel uses that as a moment to get away, just like you do in the video games.
The game. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It was
And
almost like we had the same camera angle too, like you would have we would have in the game.
Yeah. Connor?
Oh yeah, that is what characters would also say in the second one. You shot Jimmy.
Yeah.
You shot Franklin. And then
Oh yeah.
Just kind of similar to that.
And then this is gonna get really, really nerdy. And Connor, you probably don't know it all. So Joel and Ellie run away, and then we hear like dudes in trucks pull up, and someone shouts out, "Body, body! They got Brian!" Yada yada. Is that the same voice of the guy who voices the hunters in the game?
That'd be funny. That'd be really funny.
I don't know if it is or not, but if it is, that's a really funny thing to do.
I would love that.
Yeah. Cause I mean they're going so far as to like rehire the clickers to be clickers and stuff.
Mhm.
So it's like
The same,
I
like,
would
little
hire
guy.
the hunter dude to just be off screen. They got Brian. Like that makes sense to me. It
I
plays
feel
the
like-
same purpose.
The term deep cut is not like it's not really deep, but if of all of the things they could do, that's the deepest cut that they could make. is
Yeah,
literally do the
that's
same guy.
that's real deep. But yeah, that would be so funny if that's true. I don't know. It's just something that it sounded familiar, but granted, like I don't know, hire some random dude to shout, and he probably
I can
sounds
see if it's on IMDb if y'all are
just
still
like
going.
that. That's a deep cut we'd have to look for. If it does happen, I'll just wait for Neil Druckmann to point it out later on Twitter or something because he tends to do that.
Yeah.
I'm glad they ended the episode where they did with like a little bit of a cliffhanger. But when it cut to black after them just laughing their asses off and stuff, I totally was like, are they ending it here? They might end it here. And Nicole was like, no, we got 10 minutes. And then 30 seconds later, it ends anyway. And she goes, oh. But yeah. Connor, where are you, what are you hoping for the most going forward here?
See, I can't say that they would, I'm hoping for them to do this part right or this part not right, because they've already changed enough, especially with this newest episode, that I have really I've lost the plot at this point. I have no clue where it's like how it's going to get to the next points.
Oh, got you.
And so I'm kind of I am now along for the ride, which I think is really good because for people like they had said leading up to it, people who played the video games will get something out of this as well. And I'm seeing the result of that being that, we're going to see new story beats that we hadn't seen before. So I just hope they keep up with that level of, uncertainty while also pulling off the good moments that make The Last of Us, which, we'll see how they play that out.
I mean, they've been nailing it so far.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the little bit of like when they get to the blocked off tunnel, and he goes and checks it out, and he looks under the thing, and it's completely clear on the other side, and like you see it in his face where he's like, "This is a trap."
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go. Like they didn't just do this just to do this. Like clearly this was intentional. So I just can't wait. I'm so excited. Did you find anything, Phil? I know
there was nothing, at least not listed that it was the same guy from the game.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with all that. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is our review of episode 4 of HBO's The Last of Us. Please hold on to my hand. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Let us know down in the comments how you felt about this week's episode. And until next time, have a great time. And gentlemen, say goodbye to the people.
See ya.
Bye.